own table, my own desk, studio in L.A. I mean, y'all grinding out here. I appreciate
Meaner than spoiled you.
Yeah. Welcome to Maria's Palace. Welcome.
It's hard for me to get used to these conditions.
Sorry, Studio 34 is officially closed. The NBA countdown. Families together for the rest of the playoffs. Maria Taylor, Jalen Rose still here looking crispy. Jay Will looking like everybody's little brother.
That's getting better. We're incrementally getting better over time, Maria. I like this. You look incredible today. Thank you.
Thank you.
CJ Rose, I'm learning.
Yes, indeed. Good job. Good job.
Okay, guys, let's jump right into it because we all learned today that voting matters. Me especially.
I like what you did there.
You see that? Okay, let's shift away from the playoffs for a second and talk about Giannis and LeBron because you've probably all heard the conversation and the sound from LBJ. Lifting from the playoffs, Giannis is the MVP for the second straight season. He became the third player to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, which he is able to join Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. But obviously, there were conversations about that MVP race. Remember, all of the voting was based on play that happened before March 11th. Giannis easily won. He received 85 first-place votes and over 200 total points more than LeBron. As for James, he had 16 first-place ballots, which made him talk about it after the Lakers' Game 1 win. Here's LeBron.
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. You know, not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. I finished second a lot in my career, either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. It's a weird thing sometimes that I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative. There's another headline to be tomorrow.
Headline tomorrow and Saturday. It's going to be every single day we're talking about it. The headline was LeBron is pissed, and he's talking about those 16 first-place votes. I think the conversation starts with what do we consider MVPs? It's evolved over time.
So I'm a voter. I'm going to own that I voted for Giannis, and I have no regrets, Maria. He had the best PER in the history of the NBA. They had the #1 record in the NBA. He was terrific the entire season. And for a guy that's lifting the Milwaukee Bucks as their superstar, he doesn't have an Anthony Davis to play with. Mm-hmm. And so for him to lead his team in all of those major statistical categories and accomplish what he accomplished, he deserved the regular season MVP. The problem, NBA, you do us a disservice as voters and as players when you don't give out the award right after the season.
Yeah.
If you give it out right after the season, we was there. We was in LA.
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw Giannis get hurt. LeBron was gaining steam, but that night when we were in LA before it shut down and the Lakers beat the Clippers, Giannis was the MVP. Right. And that's where we were voting.
I just get frustrated because it seems like each and every year it's a moving target, right? It's so fluid each and every year. So, what we didn't play is the clip before that in 2012, 2013, LeBron James was probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP of the league, right? He won MVP. You know who won Defensive Player of the Year that year? Marc Gasol. Guess what? Marc Gasol was second team all-defensive in the league. He was second team all-defensive, but yet he won Defensive Player of the Year. How does that work, right? So the moving targets about that goes back to what you were saying, Jay Rose. At least just be consistent each and every year, and that's what LeBron James was talking about.
Well, the thing is, what LeBron has to understand, and he's been the best player, over the last 15, 16 years or however long he's been in the league. But the best player doesn't always get the MVP. We all know that. It goes on, team, statistics. What do you mean to your team? LeBron, he means a lot to his team, clearly. But if you take LeBron off that team, I still believe the Lakers are a playoff team. Mm-hmm. If you take Giannis off the Bucks, they don't sniff the playoffs. I mean, we saw how Miami did them with Giannis. And so, yeah, LeBron may go on, but I'm gonna tell you this: LeBron he's using this for motivation. He don't care about no regular season MVP.
Correct, but
he care about one MVP. That's the Finals MVP right now.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure if we took LeBron off the Lakers would definitely make the playoffs in the West?
Well, it depends on what you think about AD. It depends on what you think about AD.
I'm just saying, if I watch AD back in the day, I don't know. I think that's a big-time question. I think the East isn't as deep as the West. I don't know. Maybe Milwaukee sneaks it. I'm just saying.
I truly believe LeBron James is a pilot, Maria. He's looking at the landscape right now, and there's no Kawhi, no other skyscraper. And all he got to do is land safely. All he got to do is land safely. And the Lakers going to win the championship this year.
Yeah.
And I got social media on my phone. I've been 15 years old. Okay? I was in my mid-20s and active 15. LeBron trying to get to the crib. So when you ask me about the Lakers, Lakers in 3. That's all I got to say from now on. Lakers in 3. LeBron trying to get to the crib.
When he got up and said he was pissed, you just felt it for the Nuggets, didn't you? You're like, oh, snap. I just feel bad for Denver. Okay, all right, let's talk about tonight's three-point performance presented by Mountain Dew. The Lakers took advantage when left wide open in Game 1. According to Second Spectrum, LA shot 77% on three-pointers when the closest defender was at least 6 feet away. That is their highest percentage in any game this season. What was the difference, though? I'm actually kind of curious about that. But in addition to the wide open threes, the Nuggets had no answer for AD. He recorded 30 points, 10 rebounds through 3 quarters. That's the second time this postseason he's done that, and he's the only player to do that more in a single playoff year since play-by-play began in the 1997 season, and it was Shaquille O'Neal who was able to do that. So one thing I do actually want to know, why are the Lakers shooting the 3-ball better? 2, how can the Nuggets slow down AD? Jay Will?
Well, look, I don't think you can slow down AD. I mean, you can try to give multiple bodies at him, but I also like the way that the Lakers aggressively attacked Jokic. Right? They were aggressive with him the whole game. And I got to give props to Dwight Howard. Now, Stephen A. Smith, I know he's not here to defend himself, said some words about Dwight Howard the other day. And I know Dwight Howard pays attention to social media. The way he played, which is why Frank Vogel's thinking about starting him in Game 2, they were just physical with Jokic every single play. And I think that cumulative effect with the bigs of the Lakers ultimately is why they won that game.
The Nuggets' defensive game plan was terrible. When you watch them, they were so scared of LeBron that every time he drove the ball, everybody collapsed and left shooters open. Then, when I watched them play pick and roll on Rondo was coming off pick and rolls, and the big is jumping out on him. Now, traditionally, teams go under on Rondo, but when you jump out, that left guys open for rolls. AD's getting dunks and lobs. They just weren't prepared right in Game 1 from what I saw. And hopefully they'll come back Game 2, like we saw them in the last series. They weren't prepared and bounce back.
I've been driving the Nuggets bandwagon the last couple of years. Frankly, they're just not good enough. They have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Those are the 2 best players in this series. The Nuggets don't have a player that's ever been in the NBA Finals. This is a young team. They eclipsed something very exciting by beating the Clippers. They won. They eliminated the Clippers. They brought the crown from Kawhi and gave it to LeBron. But now LeBron, he about to win it all this year. So y'all better get ready for Laker fans.
So you said it's smooth selling from here on out for
I'm telling y'all better get ready for Laker fans to be excited and to front run.
I'm with you.
For LeBron to be at the press conference and let y'all know about his feelings, because I'm telling you, he knows that Kawhi got eliminated.
So it's smooth sailing is what you're saying for the Lakers.
Nothing but smooth
This is the
sailing
third time Jalen
tonight.
has said that. The third time you said that in the show. It's just the A's. We're going to keep coming back to that.
I mean, tell me he's wrong. Tell me he's wrong.
I'm not going to tell you he's wrong. I'm just going to say the Nuggets did bounce back from 3-1 deficits twice this
They got a
postseason.
ball. They got to be professional.
Okay.
But LeBron about to get his championship.
All right, Bam Adebayo, 15 points in the third quarter of Game 2. That's the most in the quarter in his career, obviously playing a huge role in why the Heat are up 2-0 against the Celtics. And since the Celtics are down,